You tell yourself you need more time, more information, a better plan, a clearer sign. But deep down you already know that's not the real reason. The real reason is much harder to admit. You're terrified of making the wrong choice. So you stay stuck between options, endlessly thinking, endlessly analyzing, endlessly waiting. And while you're waiting for certainty, life keeps moving without you. Maybe you've experienced this more times than you can count. You want to start something, but you can't decide where to begin. You want to change careers, but every option feels risky. You want to approach someone, speak up, move forward, take action, but your mind turns a simple decision into a courtroom trial. Every possibility gets examined. Every outcome gets questioned. Every mistake gets replayed before it even happens. And the strange thing is that you know it's happening. You know you're overthinking. You know you're making things more complicated than they need to be. Yet somehow you still can't stop. You sit there wondering why everyone else seems able to move forward while you remain trapped in your own head. You watch people make decisions quickly, confidently, almost casually. Meanwhile, choosing something as simple as a direction, a goal, or a next step can feel mentally exhausting. The worst part isn't the decision itself. It's what happens afterward. The guilt, the frustration, the feeling that you're wasting your own life. Because every delayed decision creates a quiet kind of pain. Not dramatic pain. Not obvious pain. Just a slow feeling that you're not becoming the person you could be. And eventually you start doubting yourself. You stop trusting your judgment. You stop trusting your instincts. You stop trusting you. Here's what most people don't realize. The inability to make decisions usually has very little to do with intelligence. In fact, many highly intelligent people struggle with decision-making more than others. Why? Because they can see too many possibilities. Every option creates 10 new questions. Every answer creates 5 new concerns. Their minds are constantly searching for certainty, but certainty rarely exists. Think about it. When you're trying to make a decision, what are you actually looking for? The perfect choice. The guaranteed outcome. The option that comes with no regret. But life doesn't work like that. No matter what decision you make, you can never fully know how things would have turned out if you chose differently. And that's exactly what your brain hates. Your brain wants safety. It wants predictability. It wants proof. But most important decisions come without any of those things. So your mind creates an illusion. It convinces you that if you think long enough, you'll eventually find the perfect answer. But that's the trap. Because there comes a point where thinking stops helping and starts hurting. Imagine standing at a crossroads. At first, looking at the map is useful. But if you spend 6 hours studying the map without taking a single step, the map is no longer helping you travel. It's helping you avoid moving. A lot of people call this overthinking. But underneath overthinking is something deeper. Fear. Fear of failure. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of regret. Fear of responsibility. Because once you make a decision, you can't hide anymore. The moment you choose, you become accountable for the outcome. And that's scary. It's much easier to stay in the world of possibilities than enter the world of reality. In your imagination, every path can still be perfect. In real life, every path includes problems. That's why so many people stay stuck planning their lives instead of living them. They confuse preparation with progress. But preparation and progress are not the same thing. Reading about confidence isn't confidence. Thinking about change isn't change. Planning action isn't action. At some point, movement becomes the only teacher left. There's another reason decision-making feels so difficult. You've probably trained yourself not to trust your own choices. Maybe you grew up being criticized every time you made a mistake. Maybe people constantly corrected you. Maybe you learned that making the wrong choice led to judgment, rejection, or disappointment. So now before every decision your brain sounds an alarm. What if you're wrong again? And suddenly a simple choice feels dangerous. You start searching for reassurance. You ask everyone for advice. You compare opinions. You watch videos. You read articles. You gather more and more information. Yet somehow you feel less certain than when you started. Because confidence doesn't come from collecting endless information. Confidence comes from surviving decisions. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't become confident before taking their first step. They become confident because they fall, get back up, and realize they survived. The same thing happens with decisions. You don't build trust in yourself by waiting. You build trust in yourself by acting. Even when you're unsure. Especially when you're unsure. Because every decision sends a message to your mind. The message is simple. I can handle what happens next. And that's what real confidence looks like. Not certainty. Capability. There's a huge difference. Most people think confident people know exactly what they're doing. The truth is often much simpler. Confident people are willing to figure things out along the way. They don't trust the outcome. They trust themselves. And that changes everything. So what do you do if you've spent years struggling with decisions? You stop asking a question that's impossible to answer. Instead of asking, what's the perfect choice? Ask, what's the next choice? Notice the difference. One question creates pressure. The other creates movement. Your life doesn't change because of one giant decision. It changes because of hundreds of small decisions made consistently over time. You don't need to know what your entire future looks like. You just need to know your next step. Maybe it's sending the application. Maybe it's starting the project. Maybe it's having the conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's making a choice and accepting that uncertainty comes with it. Because uncertainty isn't a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're alive. Every meaningful opportunity comes wrapped in uncertainty. Every dream, every relationship, every achievement, every transformation. Waiting for certainty is often just another way of waiting forever. And here's something that might change the way you think. The cost of making a wrong decision is usually far smaller than the cost of making no decision at all. A wrong decision teaches you something. A delayed decision teaches you nothing. One moves you forward. The other keeps you trapped. Years from now, most people won't regret every mistake they made. They'll regret the opportunities they never gave themselves permission to pursue. The conversations they never had. The risks they never took. The chances they never gave themselves. Because time has a way of exposing the true price of hesitation. You wake up one day and realize that life wasn't waiting for you to feel ready. It was waiting for you to participate. And maybe that's what you need to hear today. You don't need another week of thinking. You don't need another month of analyzing. You don't need another sign from the universe. You need a decision. Not a perfect one. A real one. Because the person you want to become is not hiding on the other side of certainty. They're waiting on the other side of action. The truth is that every strong, confident person you've ever admired has made bad decisions. They've chosen wrong paths, trusted the wrong people, taken risks that failed, and faced consequences they didn't expect. The difference is that they didn't let those experiences convince them to stop choosing. They kept moving. They kept learning. They kept trusting themselves. And eventually that trust became strength. So if you're stuck right now staring at a choice, waiting for clarity to magically appear, remember this. You don't discover your path by thinking about it forever. You discover your path by walking it. The next decision you make won't determine your entire future. But refusing to decide just might. Choose. Move. Learn. Adjust. Repeat. Because your life is not shaped by the decisions you avoid. It's shaped by the decisions you're brave enough to make. And the moment you stop demanding certainty from life, you finally give yourself permission to live it.